Okay guys, so this is going to be a quick one. I'm just going to talk about a way to influence your 4C that's perhaps not as much talked about. So when people talk about 4C influencing, I almost universally see them talking about dot skipping. That's the only type of 4C influencing that people actually do, right? But this actually, I think, it can be seen as a dot skipping technique because it technically avoids dots, but I think the more important thing that it does is it trades dots for skips, but it also trades vertical bars for horizontal bars. And I think these two are gains. So I think it's better to think of this, unless you want to recognize if you're actually going to have dots. I think it's better to think of this as just general, like, force influencing thing. So the thing is, when you have one of your LRGs on top, the other one on the bottom, and the one on top isn't like the corner that's by its side isn't either the same or opposite colors, you kind of can like choose how you put this down, right? If these were the same as this, you'd have to do this, and if these were opposite to this, you would have to do this, right? But when you're here, you can either do this or you can do this, right? So I'm going to talk about how to choose between them. And what you're going to do, the only case that I'm going to talk about is when you have only one white, in this case white because white is my down color, only one white edge on the top and it's opposite of the LR edge, okay? So if I didn't have this yellow white pattern, I wouldn't be able to do this. So what you're going to do is see if these two match or if these three match. So in other words, you see if this is your top center or your bottom center, okay? So if it is your bottom center, so if it matches the DFDB piece that's on top, the white piece in this instance, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna insert this on the bottom like this, all right? And in this case we get horizontal bars, but we could get skips, all right? But then if this is yellow, then you should insert this like this and not like this, you know? Perhaps maybe you're a bit like, whoa, what kind of insertion is this? But it's really just like, maybe this is more familiar to you, right? When this is here, this is a very, like, an insertion that's used a lot, right? So in this case, because these two match, this is what I should be doing, and then we get horizontal bars. But if this was the case, right, then this is what I should be doing, and then here we get a skip, right? So it's kind of hard to see in a solve, but I think it has its place. Like, if you don't do ULR, especially if you skip UL altogether by doing an alternative CMLR, I think this can be quite useful. You're gonna stop, like, you're gonna pause to see where URL are anyway, so you might as well recognize this. If you don't get a UE skip, it's kind of rare that you're gonna encounter that case, like, anyhow, because you're gonna do ULR. So yeah, I just hope you guys enjoy it. See ya.